Welcome, welcome, everybody. Another Tuesday is upon us. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, I'll have to go and count at one of these points here. I have to have. I've been on YouTube, what, 3 years now? We have to have been done like 100 live streams, hey? Surely, I've been live 100 times already. I need to count. That's insane. That's insane.
$70.
Who knew? Who knew we would get to this point when I frickin' started doing this, like 2021?
$240.
Check the title. What's the title say? What do you mean, homeostatic? Is my title wrong? What's up?
$60.
Atari on ET starts things off with a 9.4 NS copy. We actually haven't seen like higher grade copies of ET for a while. I mean, I guess with Atari in general not being as popular at the auctions. This is a weird one tonight too. We have 3 Atari games, 1 NES game, 4 Super Nintendo games, and like that's it. So,
$280.
tonight is almost a mini modern showcase is what it feels like. We have GBA, we have all of this Nintendo DS stuff, high-grade VGA, 3DS games, high-grade VGA, Nintendo Wii, Wii U, Nintendo Switch. We have a WATA 10, Pokemon Scarlet. It's a weird auction tonight. So if you are one of the guys that are into the more modern stuff, like, it's almost all 6th gen and beyond. It's kind of weird.
$120.
But what are you linking to Reddit for? Why are you linking to Reddit? Rick? As a mod, you can link. What are you even linking?
$240.
That's going to take an hour to load, apparently. ET sold for $336. It's actually not bad. Not bad for ET. $336. Miss Pac-Man, $139 there. Space Invaders is a 9.8 A++. Reddit founder Alexis Ohanian shows off his WATA-graded N64 GoldenEye. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
$400. $420.
I hope this gets traction.
$440.
I hope that gets traction. That's over on the R Game Collecting Reddit there. It's always fun talking to those guys. One of the most intolerant places for all of game collecting, but also one of the biggest places for game collecting. Makes it a very interesting place to hang out and talk with other enthusiasts. We'll say that. Yeah, Thane, fun, right? Like fun place with quotations. But welcome in, everybody. Simon Space, Comac, Thane, Homeostatic, Odin, Super Junk. Rick D, teleport with the gifted sub there to Bouchard. Much appreciated, man. Big Box Game Shop, sup, yo. Welcome in, you guys. Peekaboo, Thane. I don't know, Big Box. I don't know if the no seal comes before shrink wrap or if they're at the same time. I haven't seen or heard any kind of variant related to the shrink wrap or no shrink wrap. I don't know myself. If someone has information on ET, I would love to know. If the glue seal actually came before or after shrink wrap. My best guess is it's just like, you know, they release simultaneously, but I don't know. California Games 9.2A plus going for $312 there. Space Invaders, the red box late print 9.8A++, still bringing in $500. I'm kind of surprised by that. I think just like the late print case fresh copies. I don't know. Still $500 for that. Oh my god. Populous 9.4A. This is the only Super Nintendo game today. Well, sorry, there's a group lot of 3. The only single Super Nintendo game today.
Fair warning.
And the games that matter are done. It was a nice show, folks. Yeah, seriously. Joseph, you'll be happy to hear, man. Tonight's auction, of course, is sponsored by Heritage Auctions, and coming up on Thursday will be the 8 to 64-bit showcase auction. So if you are looking for the games that matter, the NES, the Super Nintendo, the N64, all of that good stuff, coming up on Thursday, we have 219 games going up for auction. The most expensive ones right now, 9.8 A+ Oval Seal Zelda, leading the way at what, 14,000 after BP? Final Fantasy 2 Factory Sealed 8.5A+, Contra 8.5B+, Final Fight 3 a 9.6 CIB. There's a Factory Sealed Tyson, Mario 2, Tetris, Mario 3. Everything good is coming up on Thursday. So hopefully you guys can come out to that auction, 8 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. We got a unused Super Nintendo 90 Plus on Dr. Mario. There's going to be some good stuff here. Good stuff coming up on Thursday. And of course, Heritage is always accepting consignments for their auctions coming up. That's going to be a showcase auction on Thursday. This is a weekly auction tonight. In the description there, you can find everything coming up. All the showcase signature auctions coming up. We have our next signature coming up in May. Consignment deadline April 2nd for that. So we're getting close. It's March 19th today. If you want to get into the next signature, consignment deadline is April 2nd, 6th gen and beyond, April 23rd, Japanese auction, April 30th. Consignment deadlines are fast approaching, you guys. Reach out, videogames@ha.com.
$65.
See how it does there. Huge thanks to them sponsoring tonight. But Populous went for 360. The group lot of 3 wad of games here. We have, what is this? Pro quarterback, I can't remember the guy's name. Sidekick Soccer and PGA Tour 96. What the hell? Tony Miola. Tony Miola, Sidekick. I'm way too young to know who Tony Miola is. I'm not a soccer fan in general, so if that dude is great at the game, I wouldn't know it. Into Earthworm Jim on GBA. Bit of an interesting title here. Tied with one other example for second highest grade out of just 8 on the Pop Report. Yeah, Tony Bologna Soccer. Tony Bologna Soccer. That's exactly what it is there. Yo, Blunts and Bacon. Welcome in, dude.
Fair warning. $280.
You have your latest WADA packages coming in tomorrow. You're excited. You got a copy of FF7 Rebirth coming in and a few other things. You're intentionally not looking at the grades. Yes. That is honestly the best thing to do if you can do it. It's hard to not look at the grades. Earthworm Jim went for 312 into Pro Skater Tony Hawk 9.0A here. This is most expensive game so far in the auction by quite a bit. Looking for 1,200. Jeez, 9.0A Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on N64, closing at $1,140. Is that a lot for Tony Hawk? I guess that's my question now. Is that a lot of money for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? $1,140 for a 9.0.
Fair warning.
I know we've seen the PS1 copy of Tony Hawk's do like really well in the past.
$75.
But I don't know if the N64 copy ever got a lot of love. Oh man, it's only sold 3 times at auction houses. That's crazy. We've only ever seen a 7.5 or a 7.0 on Heritage. So there's really nothing to compare about. Only 22 on the Pop Report, 9.0 for $1,100. I don't know. Doesn't feel awful. Like just kind of, fair on both sides. I don't know. $408 for Red Rescue Team there right beside it. I'm surprised we haven't seen any high-grade copies. Like, apparently there's 9.4 A++ is the highest copy out there for N64. Like, no 9.6, no 9.8s? Where the hell are all the Tony Hawks? Bomberman Jetters went for $180 into Dragon Quest Monsters, and now we actually have a pretty big block of Nintendo DS stuff here. A couple of Dragon Quest games, some Mario games, Zelda, Phantom Hourglass here. Like, almost 10 DS games, so hopefully you guys are looking to get some more in your Nintendo DS collections.
Fair warning.
We're getting to that point where it almost makes sense to start buying DS.
Next lot.
I think I'm going to make videos right away here talking about like 360 and PS3 as well. We're just kind of getting to that point where stuff like this should start getting more money into it. The people who grew up with this, like this Dragon Quest Monsters 2007, this is 2011, jeez. DS kids are still going to be young as hell. Kirby's Canvas Curse is 2005, so, I mean, if you played this as a kid, maybe you'd be like 27 now? So, like, some DS stuff is getting Phantom Hourglass 2007. Dragon Quest Monsters went for $180. Dragon Quest 6, $159 there. Kirby's Canvas Curse, $85+. This stuff is getting, older. The group that grew up with these games is finally going to start having some money.
$220.
You need a Populous, but not a VGA 80. Didn't that 80 get some love too? Yeah, I went for 9.4A. I see. The guy's got jokes. You've got jokes. $360 for that. Kirby's Canvas Curse, yeah, like $240, $85+ there. Phantom Hourglass, oh my gosh, $85+, over $300, over $360. We're almost at $400 on an $85+ Phantom Hourglass. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. DS kids would be more their mid-20s, almost 30. I think would
Fair
be more.
warning.
Mid-20s, almost 30.
$340.
Oh my, over 400, almost 400, sorry. One more bid and it's $400 for frickin' 85 plus Phantom Hourglass.
Fair warning.
I was thinking this was gonna sell somewhere in the like 250 at most.
Next lot.
Tonight, 384 for it.
$140.
That's a mighty price there for Phantom Hourglass. Mega Man Star Force 2, Zerker and Saurian? I don't even really know how to say this title, but interestingly, this is one of the DS games that I think it only comes in shrink wrap.
$80.
I don't think it comes with a Y-fold seal. I'm not 100% a Nintendo DS expert, but I think all of these Mega Man Star Force 2 games come with these shrink wrap seals. Some DS stuff has it, it's weird. Like I said, I'm not a super DS expert, so I just take note where I see them here and there. The supply for DS is absolutely insane too. Yeah, that's what worries me as well, Thane. Like obviously Nintendo DS stuff is going to have a pretty big supply pool. It just will. Maybe some of the really early DS stuff like Kirby's Canvas Curse, maybe it won't there. Like, you know, maybe it won't. 2005 Nintendo DS. Those might not have survived as much, but like in general, Phantom Hourglass, there's never going to be rarity there, right? It will never be rare. And a lot of video game collecting doesn't even revolve around stuff being rare. It just revolves around popularity. And that's what a lot of these pop culture collectibles, honestly. Like Pokemon cards, comic books and stuff. A lot of this is not rare.
Fair warning.
Very, very, very few of the stuff that people are buying and selling in these hobbies is actually rare. And you can even take that to like Rule of Rose and Kuon and stuff like that. Like
$260.
Factory sealed, yeah, that stuff's, but like complete in-box copies of Rule of Rose sell for what, $500, $600, $700?
$280.
You know, not that rare. It all depends, it's relative, but you know what I mean. Demand is gonna dictate a lot of this rather than rarity. Yoshi's Island DS, VGA 95 there.
$2.
Steel Princess was an 85 plus by Atlas there for 192. Not a game I'm familiar with, actually. Yoshi's Island DS for $312. Jake Hunter,
$150.
Detective Story, Ghost of the Dusk. Another game I am not familiar with on 3DS on this one, 95 plus. Jesus.
Fair
basically
warning.
mint here. Yeah, Seth, it is a small auction today. Only 63 games, I believe. So, how much is the entire collection valued at? Over, like, it's six figures. Over 100,000 for sure. After that, I don't really know, Fraser. But over 100,000, like, absolutely for sure. Maybe somewhere around 2. I don't know much after that, you know?
$110.
Jake Hunter going for 169 in the Mario Party Star Rush, VGA 95, uncirculated, red case. I don't know if a white case also exists for this, though. 3DS, like, my level of expertise and stuff falls off so much as we get into, like, DS and 3DS. And Teleport with another 5 gifted, man. Let's go. Blunts and Bacon, AK, Herman Montalvo, Stephen B, and Goat AI. Welcome into the Greg Gang, you guys. And thank you, Teleport, for the 5 gifted
Fair
there.
warning.
Huge, man. Yeah, Kirby Canvas is really early there. Some DS is very hard and very hard 90 and up. Yeah, if you want to go like, you know, 9.8 A++ VGA 90 or better, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, you know?
$260.
But like, I'm just talking more in a general sense there. More in a general sense, like an 85 plus Phantom Hourglass. I mean, if you just search for brand new copies of Phantom Hourglass on eBay right now, there's probably 100. I don't even think that would be an exaggeration. So it just depends how popular it is to buy factory sealed, you know.
Congrats on 32K.
Yo, let's go, Simon. I appreciate you, dude. 30 frickin' months in the Greg Gang. 32,000 subs. Man, subs have frozen. I am on a frozen. I am frozen. Subs are not growing anymore. It's I gotta make more videos, man. It's tough out here.
Warning.
Metroid, Samus Returns went for $300 there. That was a VGA 95. River City Rival Showdown with keychain there on VGA 95. $139. So, like, you know,
$75.
it's not, you can't just grade everything 3DS this point and make money. $139
You've been
for a
outbid.
95 with the keychain there. That's not much. This is a Zero Time Dilemma VGA 95.
You've been outbid.
Let's got to throw a few bids at this here.
$150.
Take it up to 180. That's a VGA 95. A series I love.
Fair warning.
We'll see if I win it.
$160.
I think
You've
I
been
paid
outbid.
$230 for my other copy. Like, I have a VGA 95. I think I paid $230.
Fair warning.
So that's why I was willing to take this one up to almost. We'll do a cut bid here. I'll do one more. I'm willing to buy a second copy. I will hold on to the Zero Time Dilemmas.
Fair warning. $170.
Oh, there's someone else out there.
You've been outbid.
There's someone else out there.
Fair warning.
They can pay $200 for it. I gotta protect the bags,
Next
boys.
lot.
We gotta protect the bags.
$65.
$192. Look at that. Hardly even down from the copy that I bought like a year or two ago. Hardly even down. That's a good purchase right there.
$110.
Gotta protect those bags, boys. Klonoa on the Wii, 9.8A plus.
Fair warning.
Looking for 139, looking for 159. Was Klonoa on the Wii a big game? Like, do people care about this one? Was it just a reboot?
Fair warning.
Oh, a reimagined take on the original. Okay, gotcha. Complete overhaul in 3D graphics. Yeah, was this actually good? The Wii release? Like, this feels like something that should
Fair
be
warning.
very expensive. You know what I mean?
$180.
Need more short form videos? Yeah, like shorts are the yo, thanks Fraser. Shorts are like the cheap to get you get like quick views and you get quick subs. But shorts doesn't like grow up a fandom, if that makes sense.
Fair warning.
And shorts viewers like
Next
do not
lot.
translate to long form views.
$30.
So it's like, you know, you kind of build up two separate channels when you focus on a lot of shorts. Klonoa going for $216. Super Mario Galaxy 9.0A plus on Wii here.
$38.
Yeah, let Greg win something. I'm fine losing that one. I'm fine losing that one.
Fair warning.
You've always felt uncirculated is less
Next
desirable. You like the idea that the item was on the shelf and still maintained amazing condition. You feel the same about punched action figures over unpunched.
$75.
Interesting.
$95.
Oh, $384 for that Phantom Hourglass is a ton.
$110.
Teleport. $384 for that Phantom Hourglass is a ton. Like, too much, frankly. A lot of money for Phantom Hourglass and an 85
Fair
plus.
warning.
Super Mario
$120.
Galaxy 6 VGA. I can't even talk now. 9.0A plus one for $65. It seems everyone agrees
Fair
that
warning.
if we're gonna grade Nintendo Wii stuff, a 9.0A plus just isn't cutting it.
$130.
Yeah, it's just not good enough. And you know, $65. Yeah, I frankly agree with that. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse
warning.
Wii U 9.8A plus plus here, looking for 159. Beautiful copy, CGC.
Next lot.
Closing at $154.
$28,
9.8A plus plus.
$36.
It still feels like a great time to be buying up. To be buying up a lot of Wii U stuff. Honestly, it's just not very expensive. Like if you feel like
$48.
speculating, if you want to be a speculator, like buy up some Wii U stuff, man. It's just not that expensive.
$60.
Breath of the Wild is a 9.8A plus here. What is it saying there? Tades? What did they say on this label?
Fair warning. $65.
Made in Japan,
$70.
second print. What's Todos? Is that like Spanish or something? Oh yeah, it must be Spanish for everyone, I guess. I guess they added the word Todos
Fair
there.
warning.
I've only ever seen them call it the product code that ends with B. I've never seen that extra stuff on there.
$110.
Yeah, I've never seen them put Spanish on the label there. Klonoa on Wii is just a remake of the first game,
Fair
and it's
warning.
not as good as the original. Oof.
$130.
That's a big oof if Klonoa, the remake, isn't as good as the original. That's tough. Who cares about Wii if it's not Pokemon,
Fair
Mario,
warning.
Zelda? I mean, man, Wii is
$140.
tough. Wii is tough. It seems like Wii still hasn't really captured an audience beyond Pokemon, Mario,
Fair warning.
Zelda. Like, I know there are a few people who went like really deep with full set Wii collecting and buying up the rare, obscure Wii games, but like, it just doesn't really seem like Wii took on any kind of collector culture. Collector culture with Nintendo Wii it's weak. Breath of the Wild second print there for $159 into Link's Awakening, 95 plus uncirculated. Wow. That's a perfect, well, I guess, near perfect copy. Probably as perfect as you're ever going to get here. Pushing its way up almost $300. Jeez. It's fun seeing some of this 95 plus modern stuff finally come to Heritage here. Over $300 here. 95 plus Link's Awakening. You'd rather have a few loyal subs than millions of subs that give 10Ks of views? I mean, that's the thing, dude. Like, you actually build up an audience with long-form content and, like, you know, grinding out these videos to get less views, but, like, you build an audience. The shorts viewers are so fickle, man. $360 for the 95 plus Link's Awakening. And here's Scarlet now, the WADA 10. Talk about perfect copies here. Pokemon Scarlet, retail release copy of the game, 10.0. Pushing its way up over $400. Todos means everyone in Spanish. Yeah, okay. I figured as much. How do they determine if something's uncirculated? Barring witnessing, yeah, they have to open it. Like, they have to open the case themselves. Wii U print runs were low enough that in 10 years, some stuff might be rare. Wii U is tough, though, because, like, everyone expected it to be rare. You know what I mean? Wii U really felt like it had the, like, look at Devil's Third on Wii U. I feel everyone was buying that game up, even at release, expecting it to be rare. Like, the collector mentality by the time Wii U rolled around was in full swing. Pokemon Scarlet went for $400. $432 for the WADA 10. Oh, like, that also doesn't feel terrible, you know? You want to buy yourself a 10.0 copy, $400? I think there's far worse purchases that have been made in 2023 even than like this for $400, in my opinion. Star Wars Jedi Knight and Jedi Academy? What is this? The 2-pack, right? Yeah, Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy.
Fair warning.
VGA 95 on Nintendo Switch there. Extinction! You grabbed the Scarlet, so there you go. That's my opinion. I don't think it's awful. I don't know if it's like a good purchase, but you know what I mean? If you want to have a WADA 10 and you're going to pay $400 for it now, you're not paying an insane premium. Don't 9.8A++ sell for like $150? You know, you're paying maybe 2.5 times the price of a 9.8A++, so like, seems fine to me. Nintendo Power number 1 here.
$220.
A 5.0 copy.
$240.
Just getting caught up on some of you guys here. Toto's blesses the rains down in Africa. Yeah, there we go. That's why I had to get caught up on you guys. Toto's blesses the rains down in Africa.
$65.
Oh, that's what I like. I don't want to own an unopened copy of anything Pets on the Wii. Yeah. I think that's the issue with a lot of the Wii stuff, Skull, and why it didn't get a big collecting culture is like, it's just mountains and mountains of shovelware. Or at least it feels like mountains and mountains of shovelware.
$20.
And then you add in like all the motion gimmicks and stuff, and I just don't think it really translates or resonates with like hardcore gamer collectors. You know what I mean?
Next lot.
Did I hear the Battlefront re-release includes fan-made mods as part of the game? I didn't. What I did hear, though, is that it's actually just a re-release. Like, aren't the Battlefront games coming out? They aren't, like, remasters or remakes or even HD skins. Aren't they, like, almost literally emulators brought forward? Am I mistaken?
$160.
Nintendo Power 1 going for $264. Nintendo Power number 20 was a 9.2 for $139. Into Sega Genesis now. Welcome to the other side of the auction where, again, it's not even a bunch of, like, there's barely any Sega in this auction. It's going to be PS1, PS2, and original Xbox. We have some PS5 stuff coming up. Like I said, it's basically a modern showcase tonight. Action 52 was an 8.5A++ for $200 into a group of 4 CIB Genesis games. Back to the Future, Fatal Rewind, Shadow of the Beast, and Hockey. We'll see how these do, pushing their way up over $100. Oh, there's always good games, D-Rob. Always good games. It's a weird one, man. It's almost all modern stuff. Kind of a weird auction tonight. Of course, on Thursday will be the 8 to 64-bit, so I think that one will be more up your speed, D-Rob. That's probably the one you're going to be more excited for. This is a group lot of 3 vintage unopened Sonic Adventure action figures. You get Sonic, Tails, and Big the Cat. Which, if you're not a Big the Cat fan, I mean, you probably don't even fuck with Sonic, right? Pushing their way up to almost $75 here. These are from the year 2000, give or take.
Fair warning. $48.
You were looking at them shortly after release too, and people were asking 80 to 100. You could never bring yourself to pull the trigger on Devil's Third. Yeah, I mean, like, it has gone up in value too, right? Like, Devil's Third has hung on, or hung around as one of the most expensive Wii U games. I just don't know if I'll ever, or if you can ever call Devil's Third, like, rare. Like, relatively speaking, I guess, to other Wii U games,
fair warning.
You could call it rare, but, like,
$80.
you know, it gets harder and harder as we get more modern and modern to have anything that would truly be rare.
$90. $95.
I think a lot of the more modern collecting will just rely on, you'll just rely on demand. So long as Wii U is super popular, Devil's Third will be super popular, right? Turbo on Wii U might be going for more than Devil's Third. That would, like, see, Turbo is probably more rare, honestly. Like, that is probably the more rare game. Turbo the Snail.
$120.
But, like, at that point, you're literally buying children's shovelware. So it's a little,
$140.
it gets a little tricky when you're literally buying children's games. You have a limited audience for how many people are actually going to do that. So, in the future, like, I assume Devil's Third will, if it's not already, I assume Devil's Third will pull ahead. Just because it's a real game. You know what I mean? Grand Theft Auto WADA 9.8A+.
$220.
Turbo is literally the NWC Gold on that console. Greatest hits copy of Grand Theft Auto 9.8A+. Just when we're talking about literal children's games, that it's like Barbie on 3DS. Can it maintain? Can it hold up? I don't frickin' know. It keeps going up in price, so maybe I'm just wrong. Albeit Barbie, I guess, kind of has, like, more general appeal. I don't know, man. It gets tricky when we get into those types of games. GTA Greatest Hits for $384 into Wing Commander 3 Long Box 9.6A+. Oh, man. Over 600 there. $720. Wing Commander 3 9.6A+. Into Dragon Ball Z Budokai 9.4A. The first one on PS2, if I'm not mistaken. Really good game. It was like the start of the modern DBZ fighter, basically.
$90.
Maybe DBZ will get some love here.
$110. $120.
The Wii was the last major console made before the App Store games really took off, so it was just piles and piles of shovelware, the likes of which we've not seen on. Yeah, that's actually a good point. I guess all of that junk now just gets tossed on digital store instead of getting an actual physical release. Because a lot of that Wii games, like, man, so many Wii games just didn't need a physical, like, at all. They are literally just apps thrown on a disc. It's crazy. The Wii library is about 30 good games and 700 shovelware.
$180.
Oh, God. The motion controls really brought out all the grifters. Man, Budokai is doing fucking well. 9.4A, Black Label Budokai, over $200.
Fair warning.
High grade copy I would understand completely, but a 9.4A? That's pretty good at $200. Here's Budokai 2, 9.6A+. Amazing cover, amazing foil on this game. It was definitely an upgrade from DBZ Budokai, but the actual story mode of Budokai 2 was an extreme. I hated it. I hated it. They went to some kind of, like, token, almost like not a chessboard, but, like, you move around as a little chess piece on a board with predetermined spots. It was tedious as hell, man. It was tedious as hell, but it was an upgrade over Budokai 1. 9.68 plus here is pushing up over $400 frickin' dollars too. Jesus. This feels like some love for Dragon Ball Z here. I know I mentioned it last week with Toriyama's death, that the Dragon Warrior game might have seen a little bit of a bump, but like, man, oh man. Almost $500 for Budokai 2? Over $500 for Budokai 2. 9.68 plus here.
Fair warning.
Only 3 graded higher out of 18 on the pop report.
Next lot. $14.
$528. I mean, me being, you know, the world's premier Dragon Ball Z video game collector, you love to see it. You love to see it. All of these games should be expensive, damn it. All of these games should be expensive. Dragon Ball Z is the GOAT. Wow, fam, Fatal Frame 2, 9.68 plus. Plus, it is a later release copy here.
$60.
Barbie is a banger.
$70.
Is Barbie popular or Halo Kitty? Yeah, Halo Kitty.
$90.
Halo Kitty.
$110.
What about the top 3 horror titles on PS2? Will they hold up? I honestly think so, Victor. Like what? Kuon, Blood Will Tell, and Rule of Rose? Haunting Ground? All 4 of those I think will hold up, actually. A niche horror, or horror collecting in general, has always been a very, very popular category. So even though I don't personally care about any of those games, I do think that those horror games on PS2 will remain collectible for a lot of years. Those extremely rare Wii U games like Turbo and Book of Unwritten Tales 2 are also multi-platform, so it's literally only banking on the rarity factor for Wii U. Devil's Third is at least exclusive. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know those games weren't even exclusives either, Milk. That hurts even more. So that, like, truly relegates those games down to only Wii U full set collectors. So, like, you know, Wii U full set has to remain very popular, and then those games will remain valuable, but like any drop off and, you know, give you Budokai 1 any day. I think the actual multiplayer on Budokai 2 is just better. It's just like a bigger game, more fleshed out, more options, more fun. But yeah, story mode fucking sucks, but like the actual game, just playing it, fighting with other people, I do think Budokai 2 is better.
$190.
What grade's my Budokai 2? 9.6 A++.
$200.
But
$220.
it's a frickin' 2019 WADA A++, so like, you know what I mean?
Fair warning.
Probably not great. But I've bought, I think I bought 5 frickin' copies of this game, Thane, and they were all shitty. So like I finally just bought a 9.6 A++. I didn't get higher than like an 85 on all the copies I bought, so.
$42.
I think I still have like 3 extra copies of Budokai 2. Just a fucking, what a dumb, ugh, just dumb. Fatal Frame 2 late print there for $169. Fatal Frame 3 9.88++ for $240. This is also the reprint there on Fatal Frame 3. Medal of Honor 9.48+. Frontline. EA employee store purchase there with a not for resale sticker on the side. Kind of interesting. $114. Shadow of the Colossus 9.6 A+.
$200.
Switch has a ton of shovelware too, but mostly digital. Yeah, that's the thing, is like a lot of the Switch shovelware is digital. So now with the Switch, it's interesting because now we have like super rare games, limited run games and stuff, which bring indie titles or like better indie titles forward, give them a physical. That's really cool. But a lot of the literal just app games have been relegated to digital only. This Shadow of the Colossus is a 9.6 A+ here. We're going over $400. Why?
$400.
9.6 A+, May 19th, 2022 for $480?
Next lot.
Tonight it just sold for $456. That is a big Shadow of the Colossus sales there. Jeez. Cool game, really cool game. But like, man, oh man, $450. That's real. There's a 9.6 A++ sitting on eBay for $400. Oh my god, go. Go, 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 go. Someone go buy it. Like, go, 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 go. Shadow of the
Next
Colossus for $456. The Clone Wars 9.88 plus CGC there. Dead Space PS3 VGA 90. Really nice copy of Dead Space on PS3. Pushing it, oh my gosh, going up to almost $700 here. What grade is my final bout? Yeah, it's a frickin' 80 plus. Just you wait, pal. I'm gonna send that over to WADA and it'll be a 9.8. Just you wait until I have a nice 9.8 up, yo, on that final bout. That's what's gonna happen. It has a frickin' rip in it, so VGA is like, oh, sorry, man, what a piece of shit. There's your VGA 80. Once I send that to WADA, it's gonna be a 9.8, baby. Maybe I'll send it out in my next submission here. Then I can have a pop one highest final bout. Yes, I did, Fraser. I did give up on complete N64 collection.
Fair warning.
I just I had the realization that I don't care about like 80-90% of N64 games, and it takes up so much space and like it's so much money just sitting there that yeah. I still need to sell off a lot of them, but I'm no longer actively collecting a full N64 set. Dead Space pushing up to almost $1,000 frickin' dollars. Like
Fair
what?
Warning.
VGA 90 PS3 retail copy. Didn't we just see like a Dead Space a Dead Space Ultra Limited sell for like not much more than 900? Am I mistaken? I thought Ultra Limited only went for like maybe 1,000 or something. That seems wild there. VGA 90 for $900 of Dead Space PS3. Jeez.
Fair warning.
The Last of Us 9.68 plus Foster City first production copy. Looking for $360 right now. You guys are just clogging up the chat there with deck picks. Jeez, I tell ya. I tell ya. You hit my DMs, check later, gotcha, will do. That employee copy of Medal of Honor went crazy low. Yeah, I don't know what it should. Like 9.48 plus there. We're going for 114. I don't know if Medal of Honor Frontline is a game people care about though. Victor, I'm really big into GBA. I did a lot of GBA collecting. I probably still have about 300 CIB sealed GBA games.
Fair warning.
Big collection still. I do want to trim that down as well in the future though. But I did go deep into GBA collecting.
$2.
The Last of Us going for $360. First print copies, man. They went all the way up and came all the way down, I tell you. $360 doesn't even feel bad now. Medal of Honor, or Metal Gear Solid, sorry. 85 plus Black Label, $192. I think Metal Gear Solid 4, I think Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and 4 should be more expensive than they are. Let me just put that out there into the world.
Next lot.
But there are a lot of copies of Metal Gear 2, 3, like 2, 3, 4 that exist. So I do understand that there's going to be a price ceiling on these right now because there just are a lot of copies out there. But Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 4, I think they should be more expensive. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, 85 plus with the 5 out of 5 stars text on the front. Should be a first print copy here of Uncharted 2. Looking for over $300 on it. Michael Jordan, NBA 2K11 there, went for $41.
Fair warning.
Not much there, not much there.
$300. $320. Bidding is continuing.
Thoughts on Jaguar? Oh, man. Say around 10 sealed games at a store and wondered if it was worth it. I would only collect Jaguar if you really care about it.
$130.
Like Jose, I would expect no future appreciation of Atari Jaguar stuff whatsoever. Like buy Jaguar stuff if you give a shit about it, but like I would not recommend or expect Atari Jaguar stuff to get more popular in the next 5 to 10 years. I just don't see why it would. It's always been really niche already.
$180.
So, yeah, like that's a perfect way there, Skull. It's underappreciated console, and you just think they're neat. Like if you just think it's neat, buy Atari Jaguar. But like, ugh.
$240.
Uncharted 2 Amongst Thieves, the 85 plus there, going for $360. That's actually pretty darn solid there with
$280.
That's pretty darn solid for Uncharted 2, 85 plus. If I'm not mistaken. $360. Resident Evil Village, 95. PS5 here. Should be a first print copy of the game. Looking for over $300 here as well.
Fair warning. $320.
GBA is the most fun console to collect. It really is fun. What are the grails in my collection? Some black box hang tab NES games, 6ZZ. Like Donkey Kong Jr. hang tab, tennis, Excite Bike. Games like that are like really the grails of my collection. Then I also love having like factory sealed DBZ collection, stuff like that.
$140.
I have a ton of sealed Digimon games too. I fucking love those. Those are cool. Resident Evil Village going for $384. VGA 95. Like, man, that's that VGA 95 still bringing the big premiums. It's like last week we had like what, Final Fantasy 7 Intergrade went for $720. Village here for $384. Here's Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection 95 plus on PS5.
$260.
Pushing its way up to almost 300 here. 95 plus. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection.
Fair warning.
Wow. PS5 games, baby.
Next lot. $200.
Jag is only Rayman, basically, on the Jaguar. Yeah, there's a few games on Jaguar that have, like, more appeal. You know what I mean? That's the issue, though, is, like, you don't even have a lot of big franchises on the Jaguar. So not only is it, like, a niche console, you don't even have a lot of name brand games to go after. Always appreciate the honesty. Yeah, I appreciate you, Jose. Like if the games are underpriced, you can flip them, do whatever you want. But yeah, just I would be careful with any of those more esoteric consoles.
Fair warning. Next lot. $130.
What's the first release of Rayman? I think it's Sega Saturn, isn't it? And original Xbox here. We started off with Amped Freestyle Snowboarding. 9.68 plus. Warning. Still bringing in $384. I think last week we had the not for resale employee copy. Lot. Like still $384 for a black label Amp. That's like pretty damn decent. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Game of the Year Edition. 9.88 plus for $336 into Futurama 9.48 plus. Oh my gosh. Up over $700 really quick. We'll see how Futurama's held up here on original Xbox. Like I put in my my Instagram story there. One of the most expensive Xbox games, frankly, Futurama. We haven't seen one since March. Oh, we just saw one not long ago. Jeez, 9.68 plus. We last saw one like 3 weeks ago. 9.48 just closes at what? $780. Jeez. That seems where it should be. Yeah, that kind of just seems where it should be. We last saw 9.68 plus sell for $1,000, so 9.48 tonight selling for $780. Jeez.
Fair warning. $90.
The Medal of Honor was cool because of the employee store sticker, not because of the title itself. You'd love to know the pop on those stickers. Gotcha. I figured it might just be the sticker that made it cool, because I didn't think people cared about Medal of Honor Frontline. So what console games do I think will be most collectible in 5 to 10 years? Will SNES and N64 still hold up? Yes. Yes, I do think they will. I kind of do think, though, Fraser, that a lot of the more... Well, it just depends how it goes. Like, any of the mainline consoles, popular games, stuff like that, like, it's going to last another 5 to 10 years. Your NES, Super Nintendo, N64, you know, all of that stuff is relatively safe, quotation marks, you know? I don't think anything like that's going to fall out of popularity in any major way in the next 5 to 10 years. But, like, as we go out another 10, 20 years, we might start to see stuff,
$140.
like, games that aren't super popular might start losing steam on those consoles. Unless we see, like, hyper-focused collecting start to take more hold. Like, if you go to, Super Nintendo NES collecting, right? Like Swordmaster, Power Blade 2, what's that fucking rare hockey game too?
Fair warning.
Now I tried to name off some rare obscure games and I can't. Kid Clown. I just don't know if games like that are going to maintain relevance just for being rare and like obscure. You know what I mean? Pro Sport Hockey. Yeah, there we go. Pro Sport Hockey. Like, I just don't know if games like that are going to continue to maintain price tags of like 500, 1,000, 2,000, you know?
$32, $36,
Unless, like I said, we get hyper
$48,
fixated and the hyper focused
$60,
collecting.
$65,
Like in 10 years, we might see more
$75,
people who are
$80,
like NES specialists.
$85,
And like
$90,
we'll have all this information about all of these NES games, and we'll have these things where people know exactly what games are like collectible and why, who published it, what makes it relevant. You know what I mean? It's just, it's really, really, really hard to say what's going to happen in 10 to 20 years. Exactly, decaps, right? It sounds stupid to even be doing, so.
Fair warning.
But in 5 to 10 years, I really don't think much will change as for what's like still collectible and stuff, you know? That's also what you think. Imagine what happens when people who are nostalgic for NES aren't around anymore. It's definitely interesting to think about. Yeah, in 10 to 20 years, I mean, those people will be getting into like 50, 60 years old, so that's when it's going to get interesting to see if this hobby becomes generational or if the hobby just dies out with the people who no longer like are buying it.
Fair warning.
NES, SNES, Mario, Zelda will still have legs 10, 20 years from now. Not sure the same will hold true for anything PlayStation and Xbox. That's interesting that you think Xbox and PlayStation might not hold. Like Exploded Hamster was saying there, PS2 kind of did take a leap. I mean, we just saw Shadow of the Colossus sell for like $450. I mean, as the people who grew up with a lot of this stuff get older, I do think we're going to keep seeing like PlayStation, Xbox stuff, specific titles, right? It's not just going to be everything, but specific titles will definitely keep up with overall game collecting. Modern Warfare 2 was a 9.6A. $210 there. This is Oblivion, 9.4A with the M rating on it, so a little bit of a later production there. $129 there. Skyrim is a 9.4A plus black label copy, but it has the standard map. It doesn't have the premium map on the back.
$38, $40, $44.
As Get the Greg has NES and didn't grow up with it. Ah, I did. I did grow up with NES stuff, yo. That's the magic, baby. That's the magic. I was fortunate enough to have an NES as a wee lad, so like I played Dragon Warrior at age 4, you know? That was one of the first games I was grinding out.
$80, $85.
You can sprint through the entire game of Oblivion, including the final boss. You don't have to fight anybody. That's the game lore I love to hear. There's only like 6 to 7 copies of this black label one without the premium map. Interesting.
Fair warning.
This is the first print as well, just not the pre-order copy. Gotcha.
$160.
So 9.48 plus black label Skyrim there. Selling for $114. Halo Wars 9.48 plus limited edition copy. Do not sell before.
Fair warning.
Should you dump your position in Daydreaming Davy? You know, the crazy thing is like the NES, Super Nintendo, those all have like 600-700 games on them. So it's just inevitable that like, even when we talk about comic collecting, it's like, oh, old comics are valuable. And it's like, it's very specific as to what comics have value. And then there's waves and troves of comics that are still worth fuck all from that era.
$1.
So like, it just, you know, it feels inevitable that like 60% of NES, Super Nintendo games won't keep up or stay popular or, you know? Tim Tebow was withdrawn. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. No Tim Tebow love tonight. Halo Wars going for $216 there. Yeah, Skyrim went for $114 and Oblivion for $129. Honestly, both Skyrim and Oblivion at that price feel pretty darn good.
$55.
Yeah, exploded. Like, both of these prices, man, feel pretty darn good for the buyer, I would say. These are games that I would pick to hold for the next 5 to 10 years. Plants vs. Zombies, 9.48 plus here. Not enough 8-bit. Not enough tank tops in my collection.
$80. $85.
Probably why collecting what you genuinely enjoy means you'll never lose out. Well, it's part of it for sure, right? When you're doing stuff like this, like if you want to invest in video games, I mean, you can, but like, it's a lot shittier to be holding the bag or like to be sitting on a bunch of video games you don't care about that aren't even easy to sell versus just buying actual stocks,
Fair
crypto, or liquid assets. Like, just buying a bunch of video games to invest in them, I mean, only do it if you fucking love it. You'd better love it, you know? You'd better really love this hobby to go down that route. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of look like a fucking idiot when it doesn't work out.
Next lot. $22. $34.
Plants vs. Zombies going for $149 there. And NBA 2K21 Mamba Forever. VGA 90.
$38.
Do I think there's a big difference between 9.6 and 9.8? I don't think there's a big tangible difference, but there's a massive psychological difference, if that makes sense.
$42.
Like, tangibly, no, you won't notice a big difference between 9.6 and 9.8, but like, holy shit, 9.6 Switch is not
Fair
good.
warning. $46.
You know, like, the grading company has you by the balls with that one.
$50.
It's 9.8 or bust if you're doing Nintendo Switch, in my humble opinion. It's kind of like getting
$60.
PSA 9 modern Pokemon, right? Like, if you open a pack of Pokemon cards and you pull a PSA 9, like, is it going to be different from a PSA 10?
$65.
Hardly, right? It might even get a PSA 10 if you send it back in, but like, that's the difference between 9.6 and 9.8 Switch.
Fair warning.
Investing is just a fancy excuse to collect. Yeah, seriously.
Thank you for participating.
It's just copium by collectors who buy too much shit. But I feel like when you actually talk about like actual, you know, investing, speculating in video games, it's the people who don't want to own this stuff. That's what I think of when I think about those words. If someone is like investing in video games or just a full-on speculator, they don't want to own this stuff. They're purely doing it because they think it will go up in money. But like, you don't want to own Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, right? That's kind of where I draw the distinction. You just don't want to own this stuff. That's when you're a pure speculator investor. But if you're also happy just holding on to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, like, then you're just a collector. You know what I mean? The consensus is that the premium map of Skyrim is more desirable over standard, even though they released together. Yes. Yeah, the premium map one always seems to bring a premium. That's how it seems to be. Plants vs. Zombies is a certified banger. I missed out on that whole series. My younger brothers know it, but I guess I was just too old. I missed it. If you're able to go back in time, what game from each system up to PS2 would you bring back with you? I don't even really know the context of the question. Just for investing purposes? The thing is like, I didn't really get rid of any of my vintage games, B. Like, we still have all of our PS2, Super Nintendo, N64. The only games we actually got rid of were our NES stuff. We don't have our NES games from when we were kids. I think we gave them to our cousins or something. But other than that, like, we still have all of our PS1, Super Nintendo, N64, original Xbox, GameCube, PS2. Like, we kept all of our stuff for the most part. We didn't keep all of the boxes and everything, but we still have all of our games. At the top of the auction was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 9.0A for $1,140. Underneath was Dead Space PS3 VGA 90 selling for a cool $900. That just feels big for Dead Space on a 90, man. PS3, geez. Futurama 9.4A plus for $780 there. Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger 9.6A plus as well on PlayStation Longbox for $720. And Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. That's a top 5 game in this auction tonight, folks. 9.6A plus. Whew, beautiful cover on this one for $528. Let's go Dragon Ball Z. Let's go Dragon Ball Z. You love to see it. And at the bottom of the auction, one game that sold for less than every other game out there. NBA 2K11. It's got Michael Jordan on the cover. $41 for 9.0A plus. It just wasn't there for Michael Jordan tonight, boys. Wasn't there for Michael Jordan. It's a tough life out there for NBA 2K11 fans, I'll tell you that. It's like higher grade, this probably would do fine. But it's like we saw with Mario Galaxy, right? Like 9.0 A plus on modern titles, PS3, Wii, 360. It's just not that good. In 2024, it's just not that good. I mean, it might be different in 2030. Maybe we'll be like, oh man, 9.0 A plus, that's crazy. Like, all of my copies are 8s. But right now, 2024, 9.0 A plus just isn't going to cut it. Not even a first print. Oof, that's awful. That's tough if so. If it had a deep badge, it would have doubled. Yeah, I was just missing the deep badge. One deep badge away. I'd tell you. Definitely graded during the line only go. Yeah, let's see when it was graded. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that, Odin? July 2021. What are the frickin' odds, man? What are the frickin' odds, hey? Exactly. It's great on cardboard, but it just doesn't cut it for a PS3 title. Doesn't cut it for PS3. But coming up on Thursday is the 8 to 64-bit auction, so hopefully you guys can come out for that. Over 200 games from NES, Super Nintendo, N64, Game Boy Advance, original Game Boy. It's going to be big. It's going to be a good one. So hopefully you can come out 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Same time as always. Same time as always on Thursday. So huge thanks to Heritage sponsoring tonight. Huge thanks to you guys coming out. Huge thanks to all 29 of you. Hit the like button tonight. You love to see it. To all 29 of you, I greatly appreciate you. Have a good night, everybody. We get so little FaceTime. Yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord for more Greg. Join the Discord for more Greg. Link in the description. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you guys on Thursday. Good night, guys. Have a good night.